Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy CJ Beasley back again. Today we have yet another battle video from the ICBA. This is week 10, the final week. We are sitting at 5-4. If you can't tell by the thumbnail, we are battling my man Lux, coach of the SC. Excuse me if I pronounce this wrong. The SC Groningen. I'm not even gonna try. The Gallades, FC Gallades, we'll call him that. He is 6-3 right now. I battled him in other leagues before, such as like the UBLN, stuff like that. So definitely a great battler. Definitely go check out his channel. His channel's gonna be linked down below. But anyways, guys, why we're not doing a team builder? I mentioned in this the last video, but if you didn't check that out, definitely go check that out. But like I mentioned in the last video, we're not going to do a team builder just because we could potentially be playing him again in playoffs. So we want to kind of keep our sets under wrap as much as possible. So I'm just going to be quickly talking about the 6 I brought. So we have our Garbodor, the Delmise, the Milotic, the Megadancy, Zangoose, and the Victini. Let me think what I can say. Garbodor was kind of a suicide lead. Delmise was a trapper. Milotic was pretty standard. Megadancy was pretty standard. Zangoose, I guess, is pretty standard. This is my first week bringing Zangoose, so we'll see how that goes. And then my Victini Scarf, which is pretty standard. Yeah, I believe I revealed all that in the game, so it's not really a big deal. But and he brought the Tornadus T, the Empoleon, the Tangrowth, Hippowdon, Blaziken, and the Comfey. So definitely a scary matchup. This is probably the hardest matchup the entire season that I had to prep for. I literally could not figure out a way to beat his team. And I get my strategy going into this was basically not losing more than it was winning. And so that's just kind of what we played to, honestly. Like, I know that's not a great strategy, but that's just what we had to play to. So anyways, we are going to hop right into things. So I'm going to lead my Garbodor. It was kind of a suicide lead. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it was kind of a suicide lead. It was kind of a dedicated lead no matter what. So that is what we're going to be leading with. Good luck to my opponent. And we are just going to hop right into things. Excuse my bar coming up. There we go. So like I said, we're going to hop right into this. We are leading the Garbodor no matter what. It didn't really matter what he was going to leave. And so here comes our Garbodor. The nice shiny Garbodor. Showing respect to the man as he sends out Love, which is his Tornadus T. And I know unless if he's a boosting item, Hurricane doesn't 2-hit KO me. So he's going to click Hurricane here. And as you can see, he is a boosting item. It does 2-hit KO me, and we see the Life Orb. So that's unfortunate. But we get one layer of Toxic Spikes up. And here, I believe I just clicked Toxic Spikes again, just praying he misses another Hurricane. If he does, but not really banking off of it, and he lands it, which is understandable. And so we will go down here off of a crit, but it obviously didn't matter, as it was going to KO me no matter what. And he gets a little more Life Orb recoil, and at this point we will go on to our Victini, and we will just click the U-turn, as we know we scare this thing out because we've seen this isn't Scarfed, and he's afraid of us being Scarfed. So I was tempted to click the V-crate here. But I'd rather have the U-turn because this game is basically all about momentum. It's basically hyper offense versus what I tried to bring was hyper offense as well. So we're just trying to hit as hard as possible is the idea going into this. But here we will go into our Zangoose. This is a Toxic Orb Facade set, and that basically hits like whatever is coming in. So he will take a little bit of poison damage. We will take a little bit of the sand damage, and we will get poisoned ourselves from our Toxic Orb, and we can click a pretty free Facade as it just kind of runs through his team. So it almost KOs him, and he does go for the Earthquake actually, which is pretty surprising. Surprised he didn't want to go for the Stealth Rocks, but I guess he was afraid of me trying to set up like a Swords Dance or something, which is understandable. And we will take some sand, we will take some toxic, as will he. Well, he gets a little bit of leftovers. He doesn't take sand, but he takes a little bit of toxic. And here we go for the quick attack, which was a misplay on my part. I should have clicked the Facade, as if he switched, it would have done more to literally anything. He never outsped me, and he didn't have priority. So quick attack was a misplay on my part, revealing that. But you know, you live and you learn. Should have definitely gone for the Facade, but it's whatever. And so here, he will go into his Tornadus, and we will just click the quick attack. Just try to get some chip off. If he goes for the U-turn, he goes for the U-turn, but it does more than 33%, so he will be some of that chip will stay. unless if he comes out again, or switches out again, excuse me. So, here he will just U-turn it out into his Empoleon. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we go Delmise, we trap it, we kill it, and end of that story. As it was a pretty scary threat to my team. So he does go for the defog, which is totally fine. That's exactly what we want to happen. The situation I had in my mind was he would click the defog as I go for the anger shot, thinking I can't do much to him, and then I will just trap him and then start to wear him down slowly. So that's exactly what's going to happen here. The sand is gone, so we will just start clicking Earthquake as he does go for the knockoff, which is fine. It does very little to me. It does knock off my Cobra Berry, which is totally fine. Not too big of a deal. As we'll just click the Earthquake. It almost actually it does about like a good chunk. That's about like what, 75%. And he will go for the Toxic here, which is fine. I'm not too afraid of Toxic here. And so at this point we will get poisoned, but we will be able to click Earthquake yet again. Or we go for Synthesis. I don't know why we click Synthesis. Oh, we were expecting him to click Knockoff again. Yeah, we're expecting him to click Knockoff again. But he doesn't. He just clicks a Toxic, which is a good play. And he clicks a Knockoff again here. And so we will be at a little bit higher health than we ended that last exchange. So I guess the fact that he clicked Toxic made synthesizing, I guess that's the word, synthesizing there better. Just in the sense that it leaves us at higher health than we would have been at, but it also makes us take one more turn of Toxic. So whatever you think. But either way, he's going to go into his Tornadus here. I don't have a switch into the sucker. Nothing wants to take a Hurricane on my team. But at this point, I will be sacking, or excuse me, I do have a switch into this. My Victini actually can take one Hurricane, especially since Rocks aren't up. And so we will go into my Victini. He's going to take a buttload of damage. And we do get confused, which is absolutely terrifying. But here, he will just lose some HP, and we'll go to, excuse me, I'm stuttering over my words. We're going to click the V-Create here in hopes that we break through. And I clicked the V-Create, or excuse me, I clicked the Bolt Strike, just hoping that he would want to stay in just because I'm confused, so he maybe like wants to like test his luck. And so here we will just go into our Delmise, and I know I can live. If he goes for a Compound here, I know I can live anything he wants to go for at +1, unless if he goes for like a Hidden Power Fire, which would be totally surprising. I would expect Hidden Power Ground before Hidden Power Fire any day. So I can live a +1 Drain Kiss is what I'm trying to say, and Anchor Shot should OHKO after that Bolt Strike chip. So we will take a little bit more poison, and like I said, I should be able to live the Drain Kiss here. And so we live on 22 HP. He gets back, but he doesn't get back enough, and he is also Life Orb, so Anchor Shot should definitely KO here, unless if he's like a max set, which he isn't, so that's great, and Anchor Shot does take him out. So Delmise is actually putting in the work here. This is the most work Delmise has put in, and it's basically just a trapping set. It's actually perfect that my Delmise went down here, just in the sense that I could freely go onto my Victini without him bringing in his Tornadus and having to sack something. So here I can go with my Victini and just click a free Recreate. Even if you want to go Mega Blaziken, I could just go onto my excuse me, what am I trying to say? My Milotic, and then just kind of wall that thing. And I feel like that'd be too early of a Mega Blaziken anyways. So here we will KO the Tingrowth, and he will go on to his Blaziken, which is understandable, but I have my Milotic in the back, which hopefully can take one hit, even after Burn Chip. And so we will just go into my Milotic, and he does Mega Up, and I expect him to want to either click most likely Sword Stance, unless if he goes for the Earthquake, which is fine by me. If he goes for the Earthquake, it's not a big deal at all. But he does go for the Sword Dance, which is totally fine. And at this point, I'm like, okay, so he's Sword Dance and then probably 3 attacks, right? And so here, we will just go for the Dragon Tail, and just praying he's not Substitute. If he's 2 attack Substitute, there was something on my team that he wasn't hitting. But he actually goes for another Sword Dance, because he probably knows he can live a Scald, which is understandable. But we'll just go for the Dragon Tail. That's why we pack it on here. No other reason to pack it on here besides that. So, he does get pushed out into his Tornadus, obviously, because that's the only thing he has left. And I know I can't stay with my Milotic, because I literally lose if I lose my Milotic, so definitely can't stay in there. And here I just go out into my Diancie, as he does click the Hurricane. And then I know he most likely has Dragon or Iron Tail or Him Power or Steel or whatever it might be. I know he has coverage, basically, is what I'm trying to say, which is fine. I'm not really too afraid of losing my Diancie here. It's basically here just to be sacked anyway. So he does go for the Him Power Steel, and it does take me out, which is totally fine. Like I said, it's not too big of a deal at all. And so we can just go out into our Victini at this point, and I really want to click Zen Headbutt because I know it always put him in range of it being 2 KO'd by Zen Headbutt. But I decided to go for the Bull Strike here, just in the sense that I basically just didn't want him like living a Zen Headbutt or me missing or something like that, because I don't know how bulky this thing is, and I'm pretty sure Zen Headbutt didn't KO. So we do go for the Bull Strike, and it does KO that. And so here we just have to stay and click Bull Strike again. As he most likely Swords Dances, and I'm hoping this 2-hit KOs. But as you can see, it just does just a 2-hit KO, which is absolutely perfect because that means he can't Swords Dance again, unless if he like really want to sack this thing. So he goes for the Swords Dance, and like I said, as long as he doesn't Swords Dance again, I should be able to win. But he actually shows Protect, which is absolutely terrifying. The reason being is, one, he can Protect to get a little more burn chip on my Milotic, which I'm not sure if I live in attack after that point, especially a high jump kick. And two, like, he's missing some sort of coverage. So we see Earthquake, Protect, and Swords Dance. So he's either missing high jump kick or Flare Blitz. So this is kind of scary, kind of nice at the same time. If he's not carrying the Flare Blitz, I'll be really surprised, as like he literally got walled by a Delmise. It would be the first Blaziken in history to ever get walled by a Delmise. And actually, I could have 1v1'd him with my Delmise set. But, you know, we'll have to see. So he goes for the Protect. Smart play. Just wants to get a little more Toxic chip on, or excuse me, Burn chip on my Milotic, as I have to click the Scald. I can't play around with this whatsoever. And so here, I believe, based off of my calcs, if he's a max attack set, it's about a 50-50 chance of me living this, if he goes for high jump kick, and he does. So he doesn't have Flare Blitz, which is crazy. And we do live on 1 HP, and we will click the Scald and will KO. So we do win this 1-0, which is absolutely insane. Such a great game deluxe. He definitely played this well. I believe I played this well. And he told me afterwards that it wasn't a 50-50. It was actually about a 70% chance with his attack investment on the Blaziken that I would live. So I most of the time I won that game, basically is what I'm trying to say. Unless if you try to double protect, but double protecting, if he didn't get that 50-50, then he automatically lost. So I believe going for the damage roll was more important, because he also didn't know my bulk. He didn't know like what my spread was exactly. So it could have been a higher chance for him. But either way, great game to my man Lux. We will be seeing him in the playoffs. Hopefully, we are 6-4. We guarantee clinch playoffs. So coming from 1-4 to going 5 games win or loseless, like a 5-game winning streak, is absolutely ridiculous. Going 6-4 is wild, especially in such a competitive league. So definitely happy I could have done that. And I also want to just point out again, like I said, his Mega Blaziken got walled by my Delmise. Like, can we just think about that for a second? My his Mega Blaziken got walled by a Delmise. Like, those words should never be uttered. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop talking. Definitely hit the like button if you're excited for playoffs, or if you're just excited to see me win. Show some support, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.